how do we know about rich country and the poor country? What's the difference between rich country and poor country, and how do we measure that this country is rich country, this my country or other country is a poor? So difference between what is uh, the measuring material that we choose to measure that economy is is better or richer and poor. Usually we, in a one word, when we say that the country's treasury department is decides they are rich or poor, and then the measuring material are fossil fuel. Recently came in within the fossil fuel domain is rare earth material. What is a rare earth material? Rare earth material is, in chemistry table chart, is the bottom of the element that we see. Those are the rare earth material. If the country has this kind of material, if they have a mine, gold mine, uh, and then if they have agriculture, and then geography, like water. Mm, so basically, we do understand that we measure a country in terms of their assets. Like I have a house, you have a house, you don't have a house, you have a car. These are your assets. We measure you as an operator for all those things. That is called assets. In the country perspectives, the country itself is governing body, govern all those assets for a country. These are the things, the measures. They are the decides that which country, rich country, poor country. These are the element materials for the deciding rich and poor. That is the basic things until we learn 1970, 15th August. These are where the measuring things for the measuring thing to decide country rich or poor. Or other way people can say this is kind of, I'm going to go into more details on there. Um, right before the world reserve currency USD was before the GBP, Great Britain pound. So just I'm going to say something these two those countries currency. How does what's the reserve currency? What it does actually on the field level. So UK was traditionally, as we know, silver, gold, copper. Copper we have seen penny. It was the bank, uh, the financing material, financing product. These are made before those the element that I said. Let's see, you want to sell a house, you don't have money, you give it to me gold, or you give me a farmland, or you give me 2,000 cow. These are the, but gold came in a simplified form because it's a small and it's a very rare earth material. So it's a mining. So you could transition with the gold. Right after it was during Second World War, until Second World War. Right after Second World War, the USD, US dollar, took over the world reserve currency. What is world reserve currency? That internationally people will transact among unknown people each other currency, that's existing. Now my question is, what happens in 1971, 15th August? By the way, that date has a very significant history that our national leader, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, died on 15th August in 1975. Always I remember and that with that reference. And try to remind. By the way, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman assassinated entire family brutally. Before him, there was another leader was assassinated. It was Tsar, Russia's last king. Tsar was assassinated with his family. Tsar was in, because of him, he was involved in sex, drugs and all of them to destroy country. He was assassinated because he lost the war with Japan. So that was one scenario. In here, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman died. It's the second scenario that he won the war. Why he won the war? Anyway, so let's get back to the topic for economics again. So he decided, he said, as of from today, US dollar will not be backed by gold, or it will backed by a economic speculation, American economic speculation, not by the dollar, not by the gold. What does this mean? That the economy, US economy, like let's see now, US dollar is running in a $5 Bangladesh, five taka Bangladesh, $5 equal amount running. So right after when he said that the dollar will be removed from the, no, we do not need a backup for the US dollar. That moment on that, both price remains the same, did not change anything. You understand that? So $5, 5 taka is the same. We deposit, we make 5 taka out of that much gold. They also make a 5 taka out of that gold. He don't have to put the gold on. I do only. I get to do only. But nobody said anything about why. Because they removed the gold. Why? Because they are world superpower, monopoly. So they replaced gold with bombs and missiles and aircraft carrier. So it's a war. They replaced with the weapon and threat. That is happened in 1971, 15th August. President Nixon announced that no more. So that is the game-changing things. That is the game changer. What happens right after that is the world economy. World economy has just changed on that day. By the way, the Russian president, when American president, I think it's a John, American president during right after the no, that's different in second, before the Second World War, when the world reserve currency resolution about the past in New Hampshire, Britain, in UK, USA. And then Stalin said the same thing. Because winning a war means you win the currency. Period. Right? Then what do we win? We win our land? No, we never win the land. So land stays there. It cannot take the land away. You can occupy it. This is called occupy. Another word called part. If the land is empty, then it's called occupied. Occupied. Unoccupied. When it's called, that is called part. So that is a game-changing thing. The world, that moment has changed. What changed? Other than United States, entire world became a slave. You make a butter chicken in a home, and I am living in Toronto, printing a money from my printer, and I don't have to print. I just go to the bank and send the money to you, and you ship the butter chicken to me. But it's splendid. Just think about a second. This entire process, what happens exactly is the process. If somebody says something, has gibberish things, you tell him, F off. Exactly same thing happened right after that day. And then President Nixon forecasted. He said, giving this opportunity, United States citizen will have a substantial advantage on importing products. But to continue the financial hegemony or financial asset, dollar, printed money, considered as in the gold. If I borrow to you, other than that, it's not. You see my point? That is the point. That if I print the money and cannot give it to anybody, then it's just a printed money, it's just sitting. Right, I give it to you money, that printed money, that's a gold. You return me. Kibabe, how do you return it to me? Butter chicken. Or maybe more. What's more? H&M. More. আমার বউ বাচ্চা সব. Even me. What an Englishman I am. They just print the money. And that money, you know, what funny thing I say another. In Pakistan, US government makes military weapon, accessories to support Ukraine. Funded by USA, manufactured by America, Pakistan. Just think about that process. If America makes this military weapon inside in his country, he needs his own people, he needs so much things, he needs me to send something, whatever. He needs to make it. But, and then, the money has given to those people, they are not gold, because it's the money remains in here. As I said, if soon the money leaves the But US Treasury Department is gold. That's President Nixon's. World famous motherfucker. World famous. America did not went to war until they were guaranteed that USD will be world reserve currency. So that is called currency. You do not need to own any elements, any material. So in that context, like the idea for rich and poor has changed. So one was, first time it was the elements or materialistic, agriculture, mining, gasoline, now is rare earth material. So then it changed it to the gold. Then gold transferred to just a paper. You see how the empire changes. Before empires had a gold. Now empire has a shit. Again, before empire, it's a difference between British rules and American. British rules has money, gold. American rules has no gold. And then I said that the natural resource and agriculture, a country's assets. So this country operates in that such manner that decides they are rich or poor. So in recent days, USA do not also have those material that proves that they are a rich country. Like we can say Australia is a rich country. We can say Canada is a rich country. They have huge number of agriculture cells. Canada is a rich country. America is not a rich country anymore. The meat the country produces is a half of the demand of their country. Rest of them comes from South America. So that is why they are giving money to Argentina. You fucking make all the cows for me. You see, you don't have to farm. You just print the money and give it to me, or give it to someone. Give it to someone in Israel, or give it to someone in Shirazganj. To grow agriculture, do farming. They are not the one who are going to do it. And we are bound to, because before it was gold, I could have get a gold. Now, if I had to fight with the USA, I get nothing. Even if whatever I have in US dollar in my home, it will be zero. বাংলায় বলে না যে মান কাছি বার পাওয়া, আমরা তো মান কাছি বাই পারছেন বাংলাদেশ সারা পৃথিবী. They cannot do anything. Everybody has a US dollar. Every single country runs by US dollar. Even a world reserve currency spills over in domestic market. Electrons brought them, the tap. So all the technology they built, it's to support or make money on a US dollar. And that is a saying in my friends in Toronto, that if I would buy anything, I would buy from eBay. So back in those days, there was eBay. You know PayPal. PayPal is a huge organization. How did that happen here? PayPal, it's government funded. That US dollar can run anywhere. Back in those days, without PayPal, US dollar wasn't running anywhere. PayPal did. Amazon doing it, selling huge US dollar. So still in world reserve currency, I would say I don't have the definite number that how much percentage is China currency holding on out of 100, because China is now running world reserve currency parallel with the US. Some small country, they they start doing with them, taking the benefits of, right? Not taking a US printed money, taking a China printed money, because economics all about speculation. You know that everything one sound makes a big difference. লাইক গুলিস্তানে যদি দুটো বম ফুটে তাহলে কোতোয়ালি রোডের দোকানপাট বন্ধ, those kind of sound. So anyway, all about sound. So Russia already sounded that US trying to confiscate dollar to a um, mm, cryptocurrency. By the way, the dollars between 1970, 15th August, President Declaration, it was called fiat money. Fiat money. I'm not sure what's the spelling. Fiat currency, that money has no gold backup for that. So let's get back to the point again. That they print the money from the printing machine. You know how much it costs for 100 US dollar to print it with the chemical and everything, because there is some material you need to put it on. 17 cents for per $100 printing. Wallahi, it's a haram. Haram. একটা দেশ চিটিং করে যাচ্ছে, একটা দেশ সারা পৃথিবীটাকে চিটিং করে যাচ্ছে। আর আরো স্যাড নিউজ হচ্ছে কি জানেন? More sad news is that the hardest part is that we remain still ignored. I didn't say the full word. I don't want to say it. We remain same ignored. That is a saying. You are poor because if your own destiny. You choose to be poor. সুন্দরবনের ভিতর গোয়েন জঙ্গলের ভিতরে রিচ হওয়া যায়। Maybe he'll not have money, but he'll have a tiger. You go closer to me, he's gonna fucking bite you up. So I don't know upcoming election what is coming in Bangladesh. Learn to print money. One politics. Like Bob Marley. One love. Mighty God will never come from the sky and make everybody happy. That's it for today.